to this new episode of No Filter by Clarins, the video series that celebrates the uniqueness of each and every one of us. After celebrating Pride Month, we're back with an episode dedicated to raising awareness about mental health at work. On the occasion of the World Mental Health Day on the 10th of October, Clarins is launching this new episode of No Filter, dedicated to how each of us can contribute to a caring work environment. Hello, my name is Solveig. I'm a specialist in psychosocial risk prevention and workplace mental health. And this episode will take a closer look at what mental health really means. This concept is sometimes misunderstood, yet it plays a vital role in our everyday lives. Clarins has also launched a questionnaire to answer all your questions. Many of them were about what to do if you care about someone, and that's exactly what our next video will explore. My aim today is to give you a better understanding of the key topics behind the notion of mental health. Indeed, as someone said in the questionnaire, we spend more time at work than at home. That's why it's important that our employer helps take care of our mental health. A good job is better with a good mind. I'll also explain how to recognize signs of distress in yourself or others, and I will share practical tools to adopt a supportive posture if you want to help a colleague in difficulty. For nearly 1/3 of our lives, we are at work. Yet, how often do we pause to ask ourselves how we really feel when we're there? Too often, we default to the automatic, I'm fine, even when we're carrying stress or unspoken struggles beneath the surface. This is why mental health really matters in the workplace. It isn't just about handling challenges. It's about understanding ourselves, supporting one another, and creating environments where people can truly thrive. And yet, talking about what mental health truly means and knowing how to nurture it is not always simple. When we talk about mental health, it's not just black or white. Think of it more like a spectrum with ups and downs that we all experience. On one side of the spectrum, there is positive mental health, which refers to personal growth. In short, when we feel good. On the other side of the spectrum, there are mental disorders, sometimes called psychiatric illnesses, which are diagnosed by a psychiatrist, a doctor. And in the middle of the spectrum, there is psychological distress, which refers to episodes of anxiety or depression triggered by stressful life events, such as losing a loved one, a breakup, or difficulties at work or at home, for example. These symptoms are generally temporary and not necessarily the sign of a mental disorder. Mental health fluctuates constantly along the spectrum because it depends on many factors. That's why we're not always in good mental health. There can be episodes of bad mental health, and that's normal. In this episode, we'll explore how to take care of your mental health at work and how to respond when challenges arise. Knowing the definition of mental health matters because it's still surrounded by stigma due to the many stereotypes, misconceptions, and fears around it. It's all the more important because mental health isn't just an abstract issue, it concerns everyone. Did you know that worldwide, 1 in 7 people live with mental disorders? It means that it can touch people around you every day, perhaps even your colleagues. That's why it's important to talk about this. But before giving you some practical tips to promote mental health at work, I would like to clarify a point. Well-being and mental health are not the same thing. Well-being is the bigger picture. It includes mental health, but also physical health, satisfying social life, and a balance with professional life. Now, let's see together how to make work a safe space to maintain good mental health. There are 3 main ways to make the workplace a safe space every day. 1, organizational factors. 2, supportive management. And 3, individual actions. Firstly, as you said in the questionnaire, organizational factors are key to maintain our mental health. For example, you mentioned flexible hours and the right to disconnect. And it's a good example. When employees feel trusted to organize their work and supported by clear boundaries, they experience less daily pressure and more balance. That's why at Clarins, several resources have been put in place to support you. Let's take a closer look at what's available for you. This year, Clarins launched the We Care for Our People program built around 4 key pillars and 25 measures available to all employees worldwide. Concrete measures such as access to mental health support platforms already existing in UK and the US are now being extended globally, marking a fantastic step forward for employees' well-being. Notably, one of the program's pillars is fully dedicated to mental health and work-life balance. In this spirit, Clarins is preparing to launch its global right to disconnect policy aimed at fostering a healthier work-life balance and providing all employees with clear, practical guidelines. Scan the QR code if you want to know more about it. In the questionnaire, at the question, which elements do you feel contribute most to a healthy work-life balance in your role at Clarins, some of you directly associate their mental health with the attitude and kindness of their managers. For example, someone answered, managers who respect time off, encourage breaks, and have a balanced work life for themselves help me feel well at work. Indeed, you are absolutely right. A caring manager can make all the difference. That's why, to foster a supportive work environment, you can promote collaboration over competition, celebrating teamwork and mutual support instead of only rewarding individual results, respect boundaries and personal time, encouraging breaks or avoiding contacting colleagues outside of agreed times. And you can also practice active listening, giving colleagues your full attention. The last area concerns individual actions. Taking care of yourself means focusing on your personal growth through healthy habits, simple routines, and journaling. These practices, whether it's better nutrition, regular sleep, mindful breaks, or writing down your thoughts, can make a real difference for your mental health. All these tips help protect mental health. But one major obstacle remains: stress. Next, we'll explore how to recognize it and take action both for yourself and others. Let's talk about stress. It's a natural reaction to change, and scientists distinguish between 2 types. Here, we'll focus on chronic stress, the kind that builds up when, day after day, work demands outweigh the resources we have to meet them. And like short bursts of stress, chronic stress doesn't simply go away. And over time, it can seriously harm your health and even lead to burnout if it's not managed effectively. In the questionnaire, there were several questions about how to recognize signs of stress. From my experience, what's important to detect is change between now and before. You might notice some changes in your body, your emotions, your behavior, or your thoughts. If these changes last for more than 2 weeks, it's a clear sign to act, because stress can build up fast if we don't notice it early. Some of you also asked, tell me what to do to handle situations when others around me are stressed. If you feel some of these signs in a colleague or in your personal life, I would recommend applying the agit method. We start with approach. Suggest to your colleague a quiet place to talk and gently share your concern. For example, I'm worried because I've noticed you've been alone a lot recently. Are you okay? If they don't want to talk, simply let them know you're available. If your colleague decides to open up, listen without interrupting, don't judge and ask open-ended questions like, how do you feel? The third step is giving reassurance. Show empathy and optimism by saying something like, thank you for trusting me. Respect the choice not to share and ensure confidentiality. Then the E is to encourage appropriate professional help. You can simply say, I heard this doctor can be helpful. Would you like us to look into it together? Finally, encourage self-help and share available resources such as helplines or specialized associations at Clarins or outside. My last advice is about looking after yourself. When stress appears, don't ignore it. Take a break, go for a walk, or chat with a colleague. And once the moment has passed, take a step back. Ask yourself, what actually caused the stress? Most of the time, stress comes from 4 main sources: a lack of control, something unexpected, a new situation, or a threat to your self-esteem. Spotting these patterns makes it easier to understand your reactions and protect your mental health over time. To conclude, as we've seen, every small step matters. Understanding mental health, adopting healthy habits, managing stress, and using Clarins' resources. Your feedback shows mental health matters to you, and I'm grateful for your input. Clarins is proud to make it a priority so that kindness, balance, and support are not just aspirations, but a lived reality for everyone. If you want to go further, I recommend you watch the film Silver Linings Playbook, a touching story about mental disorders and vulnerabilities. On the podcast front, I love listening to Headspace for the Workspace, where experts share practical tips on creating supportive work environments. And if you prefer to read, I also suggest Stop Overthinking by Nick Trenton, a clear and easy read that offers simple strategies to reduce stress and regain focus. Finally, I strongly encourage you to explore the Clarins Academy, accessible via this QR code for practical tools and resources to support your mental health. Thank you for joining us for this episode of No Filter, and thank you for choosing to be part of the change.